Hi everyone, welcome back to David at Go To Hobbies. Right, bit of a subject, but we all know our Labour government, and it is an absolute disgrace. I've just listened to Nigel Farage on a YouTube video about what he said about about Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, and I totally agree with him. I absolutely totally agree with Nigel Farage and how bad it is getting. And as a working class person that's worked all my life, and to see our country as it is now, it's an utter disgrace. It's absolutely shameful. And I feel that our government's betrayed us. The Labour Party, where it used to stand for the British people, and it's getting to such a bad point that anyone that disagrees about these illegal immigrants coming to the UK is classed as a racialist. It's absolutely absurd, absolutely, totally, utterly mad what this government is doing. And to be honest with you, the way it makes British people feel and everyone in this society, it feels like we've had enough. We are sick to our back teeth with this Labour government. Never, ever, ever again I will ever vote for Labour. After what Gordon Brown called that woman a bigot. Right? It's just one example. Tony Blair. They're absolutely... Labour has shown us time and time and time again what it's capable of. Right? And now we see the true colours of what Labour is doing to us all. Next May, when the midterm elections, as Nigel said, we will show the country how people actually feel. And I think it's going to be an absolute devastation for the Labour Party, if they're still in power by then. If we can put up with them until next May. Personally, myself, I think the country's on its knees because of what Labour's done. It is almost like we've been sold out. He is a human rights lawyer, and he's given in to Brussels with the European Union and their laws. So the European Court of Human Rights is dictating to us what we can and can't do. It is people that are, you're not allowed to have free speech. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that in this country. Who the hell did they think they are? Telling the British people what we can and what we can't do. We've got a country full of immigrants. We've got a country full of illegal immigrants. People that come to this country that want to work, right? No problems at all. Don't matter what colour, what nationality, religion you are, as long as you come to this country legally. Don't have an issue with that, right? You're helping the country, right? That is a British way. But when you get a government that is betraying every single man, woman and child in this country by letting all these immigrants in and changing the policies, where did it start? As far as I'm concerned, it was the pensioners taking the winter fuel allowance away, which Labour actually introduced in the first place. And one other thing, they gave the bleeding train drivers £10,000 pay rise, wasn't it? But not only that, they signed up with China for what was it, £130 odd million deal or something, which got to be, or investment, which got to be paid back for over 140 years. The mindset of this government is absolutely off the rails. Right? It's not only that, when they did what they did to the farmers, right? Inheritancy tax. What did they do to the farmers? They stuck their two fingers at them. That's what they did. Why? Because they had done that, but not only did they done that to the farmers, they gave over nearly just over £500 million. Excuse me. I'm getting excited, as you can tell. Over £500 million to foreign countries' farmers so they could subsidise them. But what about our farmers, our country? This is absolute madness. And we was giving countries donations, and it was almost like, you look at what the donations Britain gives to other countries, and it is absolutely stupidity. What they're trying to do, keep them on their side. You don't put anything past this government, right? I can't trust the Conservatives. They sat on the laurels for 14 years. They actually screwed this country up as well. So between Labour and the Conservatives, we don't have a coal mining industry, right? And you know how that affected us, right? Our coal was the best, what I'd say was the best in the world, right? And now what happened is we're importing coal from other countries when we had our coal-fired power stations operating. And that is another thing, isn't it? How they've sold our country off to private investors so they can come in, take control of our manufacturing sectors. Look, classic example, British Steel. What did they do to British Steel? Exactly. It is absolutely mind-boggling, the absolute ridiculous what this government's do. And I turn back time to when Thatcher was in charge, right? And taking this into the common market, right? What we thought then, right, is what we got, which is now totally different. It has been blown out of all proportion. Brussels make our rules, right? Brussels make the laws. And then we had that vote about, are we going to remain in the European Union or get out? And we all voted out. And what did the government try to do? Betray us, to align us back with the European Union. And this is what gets me. And that is, they've been two-faced. They've been two-faced to me. They lie to me. They deceive me. They upset me. They make me angry. And they have betrayed me. Right? I'm a working class person in the UK. I've always tried my very best. But I've got not one single word of nice or encouragement or praise for this government. They have been the most disastrous, two-faced, excuse my language, bastards this country has ever had. I apologise about swearing, but that's what the truth is, right? They are treating us, and they're almost like a communist party, which they are. A Labour Party is a communist party. You can see what Putin's doing to his Russia. It's almost like Putin doesn't give a toss about his people, and it's like Starmer doesn't give a toss about us. Do you see the reflection of what I'm saying to you? And it's just, where do you go? And I listened to Nigel Farage, and you know what? Every single word resonated. Every single word made me feel... There we go, door's going. Sorry about that, I just passed me at the door. Right, so basically, by listening to Nigel Farage, it was very inspiring, right? And what Nigel Farage, as I said, resonated with how I feel. And when Nigel Farage says what he said, it makes me feel proud to be British again, because it's a person that actually does care about us, the working class, and every single person in this country. Compare what this Labour government and Starmer's doing, right? You can call Starmer all the names under the sun. It ain't going to make a damn bit of difference to that bloke, right? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care a toss about anyone, right? It doesn't matter about what we say and what we do, as long as it's their way, as long as they have their way of what they want to do in this country and side up with Brussels. So we voted to get out, right? And he's betraying us, right? He's betraying us to the point that this country is almost at a civil revolt. A rebellion is coming, right? We're on the borderline of civil war in this country because the people, the working class, the civilians in this country, right, are up to their back teeth and up to, we have all had it. We've had enough. I can't emphasize how strongly this is. We will not take much more of this crap from this government. I tell you now, there's either going to be a civil war, a civil unrest, a rebellion, something is going to come, and I'll tell you what, if we all marched on Parliament and said, get out, and millions and millions and millions of people turned up and said, get out, the police will have no control. I'm not inciting this, I'm just saying, if that happened, right, the government would have no choice. It's a mass rebellion, a mass revolt. We don't want civil war, we don't want a rebellion, we don't want none of that. But this government just is so bloody mindset on controlling us by their measures and means. You know as well as I do, our back is against the wall. We've had it. We're sick to our back teeth. And now what it's left us like. We will never, ever, ever vote for Labour again. They have shown the country what Labour is like. Throughout history, we've had prime ministers in this country, but this prime minister, Sir Keir Starmer, is the worst prime minister in living history the UK has ever had. He's an utter disgrace. And not only that, he's not fit for the job. He's not fit to be a government in this government. He's not fit for purpose. The Labour Party is not fit for purpose. When you see the government is such an absolute catastrophe, it is an absolute government of incompetence, a government of betrayal, a government that is siding almost with Brussels that want to control us as an independent country. That was a big sigh, wasn't it? But what alternative we got? We've got to find someone that is going to help us. And the only person I feel is going to help us is Nigel Farage and the Reform UK. There's nothing else out there. There's Ben Habib. Yeah, he's preaching this, he's preaching that. And he's trying to do this and he's trying to do that. But the difference is what Nigel Farage says and Reform UK. I stand with Reform UK, no matter what. Okay, I've had my disagreements with what they said. Okay, and I accept that. But it's like everything. They're far better, head and shoulders above any other political party in the UK. And do you know what? I've said before, I wish Donald Trump would come into this country and sort this bloody country out. I do, honestly. Our right is to free speech, right? The Americans are trying to protect us. Just say that you can't do this sort of thing in this country. You know, the Magna Carta in this country. I'm not an expert on that. I don't know a lot about it. But surely, you know, the laws in this country cannot let a government like this dictate to the people of the country and try to destroy the British people. In the past, there was rebellions, there was uprising. We're heading that way. What do you think? What's your comments? How do you view what was happening to this country? How do you feel? I know how I felt. I've made myself quite clear, and I've only used one strong word, and that describes this government to a T. I will support Nigel Farage no matter what, or Reform UK, whoever's in charge of it. I actually joined Reform UK, right, last Christmas. Come this Christmas, when the renewal is up, I will renew my membership. But that's how I feel, because I feel Nigel Farage is the only person in this country at the moment, and Reform UK is talking any sense. And we need someone to govern this country that's got a head on his shoulders and knows what he's doing. So Nigel Farage, well done for your speech, and thank you for what you're doing, and I stand by you. And I hope the rest of us do. British people, British patriots. And do you know what? Before I go, and I feel that our men and women in our armed services sorry, it's very emotional. They've been betrayed. That's how I feel. For all those men and women, they've died, given their lives. To have a government like this is criminal. It is an absolute criminal offence what this government's done to us, and what our veterans that are still living, and all the armed service men and women that are in our armed services. We owe them so much, and we're so proud of them. And they don't need this either. But for all the ones that we've lost, we will never forget. And they have laid their lives on the line for us. For our today, they go there tomorrow. And I feel the only way we'll get our country back and our lives back and to be British again is to have Reform UK with Nigel Farage leading this country. So there we go. Please leave a comment down below and let me know your feelings. As I say all in each video, please like, share and subscribe. Especially subscribe because it helps the channel grow, get this video out, and yeah, more people see this will help us all. And thank you very much. Take care.